Call all 50 plus in the city. You know that stare I'm talking about, that blank, unblinking look from some of these young cats. Usually Gen Z, it's like you're just walking down the block, maybe heading into a store, and you see them giving that look. Their lights are on, but nobody's home. Seriously, it's wild. It ain't aggressive, but it definitely throws you off. You're just trying to go about your day, and you witness this look. That's like they're seeing, right? Through whatever's in front of them, or they're just already tired of everything. I see it at the bodega, at the counter for the train, even just walking past these kids on the block. And when I catch it, my first thought, no lie, is, yo, I don't want no problem with this kid, but I will slap fire out of them. That's the Bronx in me, you know? It's like they're trying to say something without saying nothing. And it's got a lot of us scratching our heads. Is this a generational thing? Now, being 50 plus deep in the city, I've had some time to think about this, and honestly, it feels like there's a whole new language going on. Remember how we used to talk about our parents being out of touch? How they didn't get our music, our clothes, our slang? Well, it hits you now, doesn't it? It makes you wonder, have we become our parents? And have our kids returned home with our rooster? It sure feels like it sometimes. Here's my take on why this communication gap feels wider than the Grand Concourse during rush hour. The "you asked me, I didn't ask you" vibe. This is my top theory, especially for the ones working those service jobs. It's like they've already anticipated some question before you even open your mouth. They're just preemptively done with you. Instead of getting ready to say, "Can I help you?" And they're just giving you that look like, "What do you want?" For us, that's just rude. For them, it's like their brain just short-circuited from the sheer absurdity of life. And it's their way of staying professional without losing their cool. It's that vibe of, here's your beer, beef jerky, and bamboo paper. Pay me and get out. No time for small talk, even a hello. We're from New York, right? We move fast, we appreciate efficiency. But for us, that still meant a "how you doing?" and a little bit of back and forth. Even if it was just a quick "what can I get for you?" For these Gen Z kids, I think they ain't into that whole performative politeness thing. If they don't have something genuine to say, or if the interaction feels like it's just going to be a transaction, they just go with their neutral face. It's like they're saying, I ain't gonna pretend to be bubbly just 'cause you expect it. We were taught to put on a good face, even if we were dying inside. They just don't. Authenticity seems to be over everything else for this generation. No cap. If they're not genuinely hyped about something, they're not going to front. So, the stare might just be their default when not feeling all types of emotions. It ain't rude. It's just, they're real. Their face screams, "This is me right now, take it or leave it, son." Many of us learn to adapt and code switch our behavior, but they just want to be themselves all the time, even if that means a stone-cold face. This might be a stretch. But sometimes I wonder if too much screen time and not enough. FaceTime has messed with their real-life social skills. We learned how to read a room, body language, and respond in real time. They're used to thinking, typing, sending. The immediate in-person give and take? Maybe it's just not as natural for them. It's like we're speaking different dialects of the same language, you know? So, is it disrespectful or just a different world? This is where it gets tricky, especially for us who've seen a few decades. When someone doesn't crack a smile or engage with you, or even acknowledge you before you speak, it can feel like they're being disrespectful or just plain cold. My first reaction is often, "Yo, what's their problem, man?" It can feel like a smack in the face sometimes. But after thinking about it, I'm starting to see it less as an insult, and more as just a different way they communicate. For them, it might just be their neutral gear. They're listening, processing, or maybe they just don't feel the need to put on a happy face for every single interaction. It ain't about being rude. It's about being direct and, dare I say, maybe even a little bit efficient with their energy. It's like they're living by a whole different set of unwritten rules than the ones we grew up with.